I'll be wild, wildfire. I'll burn brighter for you now. Tell me why do you run from the ghost outside? And know you leave behind these walls that you made of lies. And I'll be wild, wildfire. I'll burn this whole place to the ground. And I'll be wild, wildfire. I'll burn brighter for you now. And and I'll be wild, wildfire. I'll burn brighter for you now. And I'll be your wild, wildfire. I'll burn this whole place to the ground. That song's called Wildfire. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oh man, this is so good. I love music. I love songwriters. I love buskers. Can you tell us a little bit about that how you were discovered? Because it's a really interesting story.
Yeah, man. So like my journey has been a really cool, beautiful one. Like my whole life, like me and my family, we perform like all around Hawaii, all around nationally, and then I've been to Canada a couple times as well and played there. And I actually used to fly into Canada through there's a friend who actually knows Misha. His name is Jerry Wanick. He worked on the show Supernatural, and so I would go and stay with him, and then days that I had free, I would go on the street and just start busking, just because I was like, I have free time and I love music, and I like sharing it for people and not having to get paid for it all the time. And when you find something in your life that you really love that's a part of you, I think it's important that it might be your work, but find times to do it when it's just about pure enjoyment. And so that's actually how I ended up on The Voice, was because back in Hawaii, one day I decided to stop playing my video games, get off my couch, and carry all my sound equipment and set it up in front of this ice cream store and just start singing. And this amazing, cool movie director was passing by. I had no idea who he was at the time. And he listened for a whole hour, him, his little baby girl, and his fiance at the time. And they fell in love with what I was doing. And so then they asked me to come perform for the wedding and write the song for their first dance. And that director turned out to be this director named John Chu. He directed the movie Crazy Rich Asians, In the Heights, if you watch that new musical that just came out, and then all of the Step Up films. And I played for his wedding, and he loved it so much that he was like, I want to let the casting department know for The Voice about you. And he did that. And then they reached out to me, and when they did, I thought it was a spam email. I was like, no way The Voice is gonna reach out. And then they were like, no, it's us. Just come through to LA and try. And I was like, man, some small town kid, I wonder, like, how far I actually make it, like if people like what I do. Like, I just try to sing from my heart. And it was such an amazing opportunity. And that's pretty much kind of what kind of stamped it and pushed me the extra mile, I guess.
What I love about that too is, not only are you doing something you love, and sharing that with other people, and not for any sort of like monetary benefit or like I'm doing this so I get this back, but just a pure give. But it's also like really just putting yourself out there. We have a couple of challenges right now going that are music based. I mean, one of them is a sea shanty that they have to write. Another one, we've got green eggs in Hamilton. So we've got like all these different things going on, and just hearing you speak about your music, and then hearing your music inspires me, because I'm afraid of singing in public. Like the idea of singing in public scares me so much, and I've just started trying to do that more. And to hear you sort of do it from a place of like just gratitude and giving that to somebody else is just a beautiful thing. And hopefully is inspiring everyone here. I'm seeing the comments right now. They want to know when you're touring. They want to know all about you. So,
well, like I'm touring a lot throughout this year. I'm actually going on tour with the band Train. If you ever heard of that band, just a little band. I'm going on tour with them actually next month, and we'll start off in Lake Tahoe, California, and then Nevada, and then move over through California, and then Indian and Washington, and then I'm touring a lot throughout this year as much as COVID permits and allows me to kind of get out and about. But I'm looking forward to coming to whatever countries you guys are in, or continents, whatever. Like I love traveling, and so which brings me to a little bit more about my story. Other than performing, I work a lot in my church and a lot in like humanitarian outreaches, and that's like the nonprofit that I'm kind of promoting here. It's called Surfing the Nations. They're an amazing team that are just humanitarian groups, and they go all around. They go to North Korea, they go to like Afghanistan, they go all around the world to just do amazing works and just be a part of a community and love on people. And that's what I was a part of a little bit in Hawaii. Like especially the homeless communities, being that was a part of my experience growing up. I really wanted to figure out a way to give back and help out people in that same situation, because I mean, if it wasn't for people who loved on me and my family, it would have been just a really even more tough period. And so like that's what I would do. Like I would travel and I would sing, and I would there was even times where I would pitch a tent in a bush community is what we call it, for a week. Me and my team, we just pitched a tent there so we can understand like what they're going through and how they're living life, so that we can understand really how to really help them. You know what I mean? I know that's a part of what you guys are doing, and just amazes me to see like thousands of people coming together to do something so amazing. So I just want to thank you guys for just the amazing things you guys do in this world so far.
They're a very special group of people. We actually have a Train nod in the list this year, by the way. We got drops of Jupiter with water glasses and model trains. It's very complicated, very complex. But yes. Do you want to take us through another song?
Yeah, and of course. This next song I'm gonna play for you guys is it's another little chill one, but it gets up there a little bit. This one's called Old Little River, and I wrote this song about, I feel like we're all on a little river of life, and we come encounter with so many different people, and it's important to understand like how we impact them and what our sphere of influence is, but at the same time that to be careful of not allowing yourself to become the foundation of their faith, or the foundation of the good that's coming into their life, that they understand that there's a bigger reason, and that you're inspired to do something from something else or someone else. And the song goes a little like this. Oh, little river, carry me along, down to the road where young and free roam, so far from heaven, so far away from home. Strangers are gathered with arms wide open, asking the questions like, show me an answer. Won't someone tell me which way is left to go? As we're going down, 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 down. As we're going down, 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 down. But this ain't no place for the weary kind. Set down alone, my heart and my mind saying, show me who he's on, and it's all calling my own. In the dark of the night, battling I pray, praying, Lord Jesus, show me the way. Won't somebody tell me which way is left to go? As we're going down, 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 down. I'm the fool, you're the truth. I'm the fire, you're the flame, but hell if I know where's left to go if I'm broken on my own. Please don't say you love me and leave me alone. I can't take the pain of walking alone. But hell if I know where's left to go if I'm broken on my own. 'Cause we're going down, 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 down. 'Cause we're going down, 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 down. No.
I can't come back on and not compliment you. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm going to make it awkward. You're incredible. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. Can you tell me a little bit? No, I've been thinking a lot about lately about how my parents influenced me, and you talk a little bit about your family. What do you bring from your father versus your mother into your work as an artist? Are there things you carry with you that influence that?
I would say definitely the most important thing is the mentality that they grew us up with. I mean, one of the most important things when it comes to performing side, my dad always told me, he's like, there's no difference from performing for one person to performing for a million. He's like, you give everything you have and you lay it down there, and you sing from your heart, you sing for your soul, because that person's important. And so the mentality of my parents and the mission behind their music, that's something that I try to carry on. And they raised me up on a lot of different genres of music, a lot of different mindsets of music. My dad loved jazz, and so I grew up listening to things that made you think, and they just taught us the difference between songs that sound like numbers and songs that sound like someone's really sharing something that's a deep part of their life. And yeah, and my parents also, man, they just set an example of what it meant to be a good man, and that's something I strive to be and strive to just, give to others, help out where I can, even when it doesn't benefit me. I think that was the main lesson that I learned as a kid, was like how to love someone and to give from yourself, even when you're not receiving anything and it doesn't benefit you at all. Like that's real love and that's real care, because you're not really looking for it to be this exchange of getting something back. And so that mentality through music, but then also through life, is something that I think my parents inspired me with. And I just hope that I can carry it on and pass it on to my kids.
I mean, you're doing it so powerfully. So please, keep us posted on all that. I mean, and we're seeing a lot too in the chat right now. Some of the actors on Supernatural are tremendous singers and songwriters themselves. Jensen Ackles, Rob Benedict, Jason Manns also, who's been a big part of this community. They're all asking for you guys to do duets and just share that love. That communal art is so cool, And it's a big stamp of approval, I think, from this community, for them to be like, all right, get in there, let's do it. Like how do we make all the love kind of grow even more? So we got to figure it out. I think you've got one more song, then maybe we'll take some questions and then we'll put up this challenge. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Just one more thing, if I can say something.
Yeah, please.
I think the beautiful thing about singing, I was talking to one of my friends about it, as like different between playing, I think, my guitar versus singing. Singing is like wearing your heart on your sleeves. I mean, that's why it's probably one of the most hardest things to do, is because like your sensitivity and everything, it's like you're taking what's internal and you're making it external for someone else to hear, but also for someone else to judge. And but I think that's when you're taking the biggest risks in life, that's where there's the greatest outcome like that you can do, I think. And I think that's the beauty of singing. So anyone out there, starting to sing or wanting to sing, like, it's just like going into the gym. You're not going to go in and sound like Mariah Carey right away. You just got to start. And when you start, like, surround yourself with some amazing people that will inspire you and will push you. And you can do it any day of your life. But this next song I'm going to sing for you guys is probably the song that most people probably know me by now. The song is called Blackbird by the Beatles, which is such an amazing band that inspired me through all of my growing up when I was a young kid. And I'm still pretty young. I'm 25 and still learning about life, but this song goes all like this. Blackbird singing in a dead off night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. And all your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the cold dark night. Blackbird singing in a dead off night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. And all your life, say you only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, and I said, oh, to the light. Ooh, of the cold, cold dark night. Thank you all so much, man. I can't wait to see you guys' questions and whatnot. I hope you enjoyed that.
Ooh, yeah, man. Wow. Thank you.
Oh man, such a pleasure, man. I'm stoked to be a part of this, man. When I got you guys' email, man, it was
Well,
truly an honor.
now you're going to get bear hugged by this community. I guarantee it. It's going to be, they're going to be, they're, first of all, before we go into questions, I'm just going to put up, I just want to put up your socials again. So make sure people can follow you. I can't follow that performance without making sure people know where to find you. Thunder_Artis, Thunderstorm Artis. Please go follow this young man. The journey, the art, all of it. It's too special not to. And we are lucky to witness such creativity and the beauty that you bring into the world.
Thanks, Charlie.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. You deserve it. So we've got a few questions here. If you have any questions, use that Q&A box, and we'll try to get to a couple of questions. I just want to be mindful of your time, Thunderstorm, and we also have to put up this challenge. So let's do a couple of questions here. And if you have other questions or you want to reach out to Thunderstorm, go hit up the social. Go comment and reach out. Follow Thunderstorm right now. All right, a couple questions. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just want to put out there, I'm not one of those artists or social media dudes that have someone else running my social media. So when you do message me, I'm actually responding back, and I'll actually will read it, and usually me or my wife will get back to you. And we love just hearing things and responding, and hopefully inspiring people and being inspired by people. So if you have ways to inspire me, feel free to shoot a message.
I, however, am that guy. I have a very crack team of expert toddlers running my social media at all times. I very professional though. They just ask for snacks, so it's fine. I think the first question that we're seeing so much of is, where can we find your music? Where do you want people to go and find your music?
Well, there's music all over. There's some music that's released on Spotify, but if you follow my Instagram, a lot of my IGTVs and whatnot have a lot more of my newer music. But also, I have a song that's going to be released pretty soon, actually, right before the train tour. The train tour starts in September 3rd, so I believe the song will be released sometime around like August 31st, August 29th. It's one of my songs called Even If. Super excited. And also, you guys were talking about Wildfire. Someone was asking, they're like, they see it's unreleased and they can't find it anywhere. That one will be released pretty soon in the coming months as well. So
Great.
throughout the next couple months, towards the end of the year, we're going to be releasing a lot of music. So just follow my social media, keep an eye on that, and on YouTube and on Spotify, iTunes, anything like that, you can find some music.
Perfect. And then, I mean, people are writing songs or they want to get into songwriting. We've seen some people who want to get into singer-songwriting. Do you have any advice for them? Do you want to talk a little bit about your process for writing?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important things my dad always said was the fact that if you want to write a good song, live life. So go and live life. Get outside, do what you're doing right now. Like, get out there, talk to people, hear their stories, hear why they're where they're at in life. And those things that you go through will, again, you can process that. And once it's processed, it can come out in the form of music if you take time. Now, more the actual just like behind the scenes of how to write music, whatnot. Usually I start with like a melody or a story or whatnot, and I try to build off of that. And so just finding some chords, you can write a song. I mean, if you go to church, most of the worship music that you hear is all 4 chords, like 4/3 chords. They just repeat it. And so it's about good chords and then having a melody and then having something to talk about and just, breaking it down with 2 verses, then a chorus, and then 2 more verses, and then you got yourself a full song. I think music is simple. I think people just make it complicated.
So true. I mean, and then for you to distill it down from being a human can sometimes be pretty complex, but that's the power of music and art, right? We boil it down into these like moments.
Yeah.
So powerful. Do you have
Just
any more? Yeah,
No,
go ahead.
I was gonna say,
No,
just
please.
be you. Just be you. Like, there's never another you. Who you are is special. Who you are is amazing. That was another advice my mom gave me. She was like, you don't have to try to sound like your older brother. You don't have to try to sound like somebody else that you listen to on the radio. Like, find out what Thunder sounds like when he sings. You know what I mean? Like, find out what that looks like. And I think as you lean into that, you start to find what genre you might lean into. You start to find out what you really want to talk about. You're not thinking about what's going to sound good on the radio. You're just thinking about, hey, I want to share from the inner part of who I am. And people love authenticity. So just be you.
So just to go back to your music for just a second, do you have albums that are coming up soon that you can talk about, or are you just releasing singles right now and see like?
Yeah, so we have a couple. We have about 3 singles. I was actually just in the studio with an amazing producer. So we have 7 songs that we have done and produced and all together, and they're gonna be released out like 2 singles and then an EP, and then an album's coming up next year. And so a lot of really cool songs. A lot of songs you guys have heard me sing. Some of you haven't heard. A lot of people have been asking, when is Blackberry going to be released, and it's among that batch. So it's coming out fairly soon. So I'm super excited to share it with you guys. And we have a lot of new music. I have probably like 40-50 songs that I've written, and we just can't wait to get in the studio and record it. And so all my touring and the support that I get makes it possible. And so yeah, just one day at a time making it happen.
And then finally, let's close out. Maybe we can inspire some other people. You said your father loved jazz. What are your musical inspirations? Do you have favorite genres or favorite artists that help you kind of elevate?
Well, it brings it back to another. My dad was like Mr. Miyagi. He had like all these parables, like Mr. Miyagi and Yoda mixed into one dude. And he would always say that you can't say you didn't like a genre of music unless you can play it or you understood it. So my dad had us listen to everyone under the sun. I mean, I grew up listening to like old blues, like this guy named Howlin' Wolf, Lightning Hopkins. Then with jazz, Thelonious Monk, John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, and then I grew up really loving a lot of singer-songwriters. So like Paul and Simon Garfunkel, like James Taylor, John Denver, the Beatles, of course, Richie Havens, and then newer guys like, J.P. Cooper, Passenger, the Lumineers. Like, I grew up listening to so much music, but the thing that I would always look to is like, can I find an artist who's really being true to who they are? And that's a couple artists that I found like that are like, I think Jacob Banks, Passenger, the group, and John Legend. I think he's amazing. It was such an honor to be able to meet him and be on the stage with him for a little bit.
Incredible. Well, all right, so let's do this challenge, shall we? And this will be up on the hunt list shortly, but it's item number 9. Hawaiian Thunderstorm Artis has long supported charities like Surfing the Nation, whose Feeding the Hungry program helps feed hundreds of Hawaiians in need. Catch the wave of kindness, surf your pantry for ingredients, and make a meal for someone you know who needs some support. Note, if you cannot safely do this due to pandemic restrictions, you can also provide groceries to someone instead to receive your points. Submit a photo of you in beach attire, hanging 10 with your meal, because it's GISH. Got to make it a little weird, a little odd, but doing some good. Thunderstorm, thank you so much. I want this community to wrap you up in a big hug, because you are a special artist, and supporting the work that you're doing. I'm gonna go look for those dates in Lake Tahoe and roll up there for sure. I'm in the Bay Area, so I'm just gonna pop up there for sure. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your creative contribution to the world. And Gishers, go out there, go follow Thunderstorm, and get out there and get this item done. Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Love you all. And I hope you guys have the most amazing day, evening / afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and just be the best you possible, because you guys are amazing. And thanks for just loving people. Thanks for having me, Charlie.
Thank you.